What?
Okay, so that's a little bit dodgy. Okay, so that's something we got planned for the mid-April. Geo, Blue Scholars. You want to take this, Rod? No?
Yeah, go ahead. It's on you.
Okay. We'll play you a little bit of their music. He's the MC for Blue Scholars. And you see, if you read his bio, he's also engaged in a lot of activist movements too. He's not just, an artist. So we like, again, to combine those two together. And then Bamboo, community organizer. He grew up in the Watts district of Los Angeles and was involved in, gangbanging in the early 90s, and he talks about that in his lyrics. So we also are trying to plan an ESSA party coming up soon within the next 3 weeks potentially. We've also got working with the Visibility Center at the UH to promote ethnic studies through videos. So if you're ethnic studies major certificates, we may tap you for your own stories and whatnot. Same with the poster. We're trying to redo that poster. Have you guys ever seen the one? It's like the 4 people, and they're like quotes. It's posted on some of the doors in the department.
It's posted on the front door.
Yeah, it's right there. We're gonna redo it.
It's really
make
old.
a new one. Yeah, and include all the different majors that we've got this year. We got about 30, which is low. We're trying to help recruit more. At our peak, we had about 75. We're also trying to get ourselves into the Kaleo, and again, doing the annual Ethnic Studies grad. So here's our Facebook. Join us, befriend us. This is sort of the conversion point for all of our other multimedia expression communication tools. Here's our Tumblr. If you aren't, a member of Tumblr, you can still write comments and stuff. It's this Ask Me Anything or Submit button. Here we're using Tumblr as a space to provide, articles about ethnicity, race, gender, class, etc. And also we're posting music for you to listen to from the different artists we just showed to you prior, as well as doing bios on the SM board members that are coming up, bios on majors. We'd like to highlight you folks. And then we're also trying to do a weekly Spotlight in Racism. So if you've experienced some sort of situation where people were racist against you, discriminate against you for various different reasons, your race, your ethnicity, where your parents worked, what you were, all these different types of situations, we want to highlight them and your thoughts about how you worked through it, how you combat it, why it happens. It's not just this happened in a vacuum. There are all these historical events and other situations that work together to have made that space and situation, occur. Okay. Our Twitter. It's basically just a little bite about what's going on, right? We've got, we don't only post events that Ethnic Studies is doing. We just posted one about the political science colloquium that's coming up right after this meeting. So if you guys are free, Saunders, 637, they're talking about Egypt, and our chair is actually the main speaker. Our YouTube, which we're going to post videos on in case you can't come to the meetings. It's going to either be YouTube or Ustream. So here's our emails. This is a group email. So that's the email you would email your stories about racism or discrimination on. And then all the board members' emails. So what can you guys do? You can become a member. Dues are $5. You can also join a planning committee. We need a lot of help in the planning of events and sort of getting financial situation out. We weren't able to go through ASUH for this upcoming semester, but if you guys have any ideas on other ways we can fundraise or something, that would be ideal. We would love to collaborate with you on that. And then just get involved. Again, email your stories about racism and discrimination. Participate in events. Comment on our Tumblr. We'd love to hear feedback about what you guys are thinking. I posted articles, some cartoons and comics that you think, what are you guys thinking about it, right? And if you got ideas for events or venues, let us know. So a little bit, has anybody heard about the Smithsonian internship opportunity? It's being offered through the College of Arts and Sciences, and if you've taken one ethnic studies course, you can apply for a specific fellowship that helps fund it. There's 3 positions available under the internship. totally paid internship, guys. They pay for your airfare, which is about $800 to $1,000. They pay for your housing, which is about $2,000, and they give you a living stipend, about $2,500. You're there for fall semester. You get to work within the Smithsonian Institute, and you get 12 college credits, 6 of which are already through the internship itself. You just got to find 6 more within the different classes. I worked with the Ethnic Studies department, and they set me up. You know, I just wrote papers, read some books. I got my course credit, you know. And you get to experience DC, its surrounding Maryland and Virginia areas, and you get to do your own research. So if you want to check it out, go to the UH's main website, type in Smithsonian Internship, and click the link. It's a PDF link, and the application will be there. The deadline, it's been extended, March 9th. It's coming up soon. If you guys have any questions, let me know, because I can help you with the application potentially. So some photos I had. This is the portraiture gallery, amazing gallery. There's an entire exhibition dedicated to social equality and justice. So we got like really nice paintings of Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, you know, all these different huge players. This is the courtyard in the middle of this building, Kogod Courtyard. They had the Smithsonian Christmas party there. It's a beautiful architecture and great space. Capitol. We went into the White House. I met with, oh no, I didn't meet with anyone in the White House. We went to the Capitol. I met with Senator Inouye. That was really cool. And Library of Congress. I mean, they have recordings of actual African American slave, you know, folks who had just come out of slavery from emancipation, and they recorded their time while they were slaves and how they felt and stuff. And you can hear it, like they've transposed it onto a CD. So you can sit there and listen to these people's stories and narratives that you never necessarily listen to, right? Senator Inouye and the 2 other interns I had. They're art history majors, so they were all excited about working in the museum. And then you get to go, you know, just be a tourist. So there's the metro system, the subway system. Awesome. Like, you get a train in 3 minutes and you can go anywhere. There's a place I like to visit, Eastern Market. They're like a really artisans heavy thing, so you got painters and sculptors and apparel makers and whatever. The Washington Monument and good old Abraham Lincoln. And then I personally got to go to events because that's how my program worked. So this is actually former Secretary of Transportation Norman Mineta under the Bush Jr. administration. So we went to an event. It was the Asian American Justice Center event, and they were awarding, anybody heard of Dan Choi? He is I forget which part of the military he's in. Army, Marine, Air Force, one of them. He's openly gay, and he came out in response to that, and he had been protesting activism against Don't Ask, Don't Tell. They gave him the Courage Award of the year, and so we got to attend. Fancy, see you dressed up, whatever. And then the other one is an exhibit with James Luna. He's a really famous sort of performance artist dude. He talks about Native American Indian issues, and the event was take a picture with an Indian. So basically he just stood there on a stage, changed into 3 different outfits, and would say a speech, the same speech, take a picture with an Indian, take one, leave one behind. And so basically it's challenging your own concepts of, you know, what you think about Native American Indians, and the idea of the picture and in and of itself, you know, just a whole bunch of other stuff, but yeah. Okay, so my research was looking at spoken word, and I looked at various different artists that I met with, Asian Americans specifically, and I sort of looked at how they form their own identity in spoken word and in their poetry and in their performance, and I applied it to a paper. I wrote a 20-page paper that's going to be submitted for the colloquium, but I thought I'd give you guys a little bit to see what it was. They were amazing artists, and I keep in contact with them still, and I'm actually going to try to go back. So here's an event I went to, Collaboration DC.
Where are you from? You know, like, where are you really from?
I think what she's trying to say is like, you
Where
can't
you
be here,
come
right?
from? You know, like,
suspecting me of being foreign, because his phenotype doesn't match yours, and my answer's not what you're expecting.
You see, where I come from, I never knew much outside of the baggy breakdance flares and street fights. Corner and street life philosophies are just trying to survive. Where my culture resided in the memories of parents who couldn't survive the translation of defining Asian America or Asians in America.
Where I come from, kids called me the color of ketchup. And while New England winters didn't flow with my tropical island blood, my penchant for turning 3 shades darker in summer earned me warnings from my aunt and mother to be careful. Fairer is better.
You asked me if I'm from China,
India,
Philippines, any country but here.
but I'm from right here, raised in the suburbs of Maryland, feasting on crabs, rice, and Mickey D's, riding on trading wheels and the promise of a better life.
here where being somebody was built on the habitual ceremonies of dance parties and underage drinking in the fall of the secondhand smoke. Where I come from, slanted eyes brought beef, mall rat packing, and 5-finger discount adrenaline rushes. Because in my hometown, it's a place where suburban kids try to live out their ghetto dreams.
Here where I had to explain women's garb that looked like a bed sheet, red dots on foreheads, and why my friends could only be female. Spent my youth living up to stereotypes like good, sheltered Asian girl, while dreaming of being a bad, free American girl.
And in the absence of our history, we created our past.
Like the tents
And gang signs. These were our graffiti murals proclaiming that we existed. We come from
Survivors.
war.
papers that prove
We belong. And I'm proud of the heritage that lies in the timbre of my voice. I scream long-forgotten ancestral songs that translate legacies into accents, into languages that you can understand. Because this is where I'm from.
I live down the block.
So the 2 artists on the far right, I interviewed them, I went to their open mic sessions, you know, and it was fun, you know, you get to meet the artist and you get to, but you get to write a paper too on it, you know, so you can combine the contemporariness with the historical aspect of sort of ethnic studies. So that was my research. Okay. Any questions? So we'll play a little bit of the, well, you can look at our Tumblr, and then we'll play a little bit of the music for you folks.
Just put ESSA.
I don't like your Mac, FYI.
There's
I don't like Macs in general. So, I know which one you guys want to hear. Veronica Rivera or Blue Scholars? Blue Scholars is coming soon, so actually let's play them. Did you see that food land in the back?
In the middle of the Ani food land. Trim move the mouse.
And I came with an accent. I said, how's it? Surrounded by town folks with cloud. Wow, 'cause I'm fresh off an island. Miles from the 6 with a smile and a childhood. Raised from the bowels of military housing. The place that I grew, more slippers than shoes. Bunch of fools sitting wishing in school with a principal who never saw no talent. Dreamt of a crib like Iolani Palace. Really Okalani, legendary status. Every hand grabbing for the sky like Jimmy. Superfly sniffing in his prime from the limelight. Give me sunshine and I'm Mike and I'm fine. Life been defined by nights under skies. Next to the line where the sea me land. Got most feet planted in the sand like damn, bruh. I've been missing all that, so I had to go back to the island like that. And now it's flash forward on a track. Gotta liberate my people like I'm not EK trapped. Breathe in a breeze when I ease way back. In a Jeep with the top and the seats lay flat. Yeah, I got heat, 'cause every time I speak I keep